The family barbecue was in full swing when Uncle Greg stood on the deck of the beach house, tapping his beer bottle against the railing for attention. 30 relatives turned from their burgers and potato salad to listen. My cousin Tyler stood beside him, grinning like he'd won the lottery. I sat at the picnic table with my younger sister Maya, watching the waves crash against the shore. The August sun beat down on the weathered deck where I'd spent every summer since childhood. "I have an announcement," Uncle Greg said, his voice carrying over the sound of the ocean. "As you all know, this beach house has been in the family for 20 years. I bought it back in 2005, and it's been our gathering place ever since." Aunt Linda smiled from her chair, dabbing sunscreen on her nose. Cousin Tyler's wife Jennifer clutched his arm, barely containing her excitement. "Well," Uncle Greg continued, "I've decided it's time to pass this property to the next generation. Tyler has always loved this place and he's in a position to maintain it properly. So I'm selling him the beach house." Applause erupted. Tyler hugged his father. Jennifer was already crying happy tears. Several relatives raised their drinks in celebration. "We closed the deal yesterday," Uncle Greg announced proudly. "Tyler put down $50,000. We'll finalize the transfer next month, but as of now, this house belongs to my son." More cheers. Tyler pulled out his phone, already taking photos of his property for social media. Jennifer was FaceTiming friends showing off the view. Uncle Greg raised his beer. "To Tyler, the new owner of the Miller family beach house. May he create as many memories here as we have." "To Tyler," the family echoed. I took a sip of my lemonade and said nothing. Maya leaned over, whispering, "Aren't you going to tell them?" "Not yet," I murmured back. Tyler was now giving an impromptu speech. "Thanks, Dad. This place means everything to me. Jennifer and I are planning to fix it up. New deck, updated kitchen, maybe add a second bathroom. We want to make it even better for family gatherings. We're thinking of hosting our anniversary party here in October," Jennifer added. "A big celebration to christen our ownership." Uncle Greg beamed. "It's in good hands. I know Tyler will take care of it." My phone buzzed. A text from my property attorney Robert Chin. "Saw your message about the beach house situation. Want me to make a call?" "This is fraud." I texted back. "Not yet. Let's see how far this goes." Tyler was discussing renovation plans with his brother Kyle. "We'll need to repaint the whole exterior. Maybe change the color scheme. This faded blue is so dated." "The deck needs replacing anyway," Kyle agreed. "You could go with composite materials, eliminate the maintenance." Uncle Greg nodded approvingly at each suggestion, playing the role of generous father passing down a legacy. I pulled out my phone and opened my files. The property deed sat in my cloud storage right where it had been for 5 years. Deed recorded with the county, title insurance paid, property taxes current. All under my name, Mara Elizabeth Miller. Maya saw the screen and suppressed a smile. "This is going to be good." Aunt Linda approached our table with cookies. "Mara, honey, what do you think? Isn't it wonderful that Tyler's taking over the beach house?" "It's certainly something," I said carefully. "I know you love this place too," she said sympathetically. "But Tyler has a family now and you're still focused on your career. You understand why Greg chose him, right?" "What career do you think I have?" I asked. "Well, you work with computers, don't you? Something technical. Tyler's in real estate development, so he understands property management." "I'm a corporate attorney," I said. "I specialize in real estate law, actually." Aunt Linda blinked. "Oh, I didn't realize." She walked away before I could say more. Tyler had gathered people near the railing, pointing out property boundaries. "The lot extends all the way to those rocks. We're looking at about 3/4 of an acre total. That's prime beachfront," his friend Marcus said. "What's a property like this worth?" "The appraisal came in at $2.3 million, Tyler said proudly. "Dad gave me a hell of a deal at $400,000. I nearly choked on my lemonade. Uncle Greg had sold property he didn't own for $400,000, collected $50,000 down payment, and planned to pocket the rest. This wasn't just lying. This was fraud. Robert texted again. "If money changed hands, this is felony fraud. You need to act." I stood up, walking toward Uncle Greg, who was refilling his beer. "Uncle Greg, can we talk?" "Privately." He glanced at me, slightly annoyed. "Sure, Mara. What's up?" We walked down to the beach away from the crowd. The waves provided enough noise that no one could overhear us. This beach house, I said calmly. You just sold it to Tyler. That's right. About time someone in the younger generation stepped up. Uncle Greg, when exactly did you buy this beach house? He frowned. 2005. I told everyone that. And you've owned it continuously since then? Of course. What is this, an interrogation? I pulled out my phone, opening the property records. That's interesting because according to the county assessor's office, you sold this property in 2019. To me. The color drained from his face. 6 years ago, I continued, you called me. You were in financial trouble. Bad investments, business debts. You were facing bankruptcy and foreclosure. You begged me to help. Uncle Greg's beer bottle slipped slightly in his hand. I bought it, I said simply. Paid off your mortgage, cleared the liens, purchased the property outright for $1.6 million. You asked me not to tell the family. You said you were humiliated, needed to save face. So I agreed to let you continue using it, acting like it was still yours. Maura, listen. I've been paying property taxes for 5 years, I continued. Insurance, maintenance, repairs. Last year's roof replacement cost $35,000. The new HVAC system? $12,000. The dock repairs Tyler wants to redo? I already did them last spring for $8,000. Uncle Greg was sweating now and not from the sun. You just sold Tyler a house you don't own, I said clearly. You collected $50,000 as down payment for property that belongs to me. That's not a family misunderstanding, Uncle Greg. That's fraud. I was going to tell you, he stammered. I was going to work something out. Were you? Because it sounds like you planned to collect $400,000, keep the money and leave me to deal with the aftermath. It's still family property, he said desperately. No, I corrected. It's my property. There's no family trust, no shared ownership. Just a deed with my name on it. Uncle Greg looked back at the deck where Tyler was still celebrating. What are you going to do? That depends. Are you planning to return Tyler's $50,000? Silence. Uncle Greg, did you already spend it? More silence, which was answer enough. I pulled up my attorney's contact. I'm going to make a call. You should probably find a lawyer. Wait, he grabbed my arm. Please. If this comes out, I'll be ruined. Tyler will hate me. The whole family will know I lost everything. You didn't just lie, I said, pulling my arm free. You committed fraud. You sold property you don't own and took money under false pretenses. That's a felony. I'll pay Tyler back, he pleaded. Give me time. With what money? You spent his down payment, you don't have the beach house to sell, and you're clearly still in financial trouble or you wouldn't have tried this. Uncle Greg's face crumbled. I needed the money. Business debts. I'm drowning, Mara. By committing fraud first? He had no answer. Here's what's going to happen, I said firmly. You're going to tell Tyler the truth. Today. Right now. You're going to return his $50,000 within 30 days. And you're going to publicly acknowledge that this house belongs to me. I can't. Or I call the police and the district attorney. You get charged with wire fraud and theft. Tyler loses his money. You potentially face prison time. Your choice. Uncle Greg's hands were shaking. The family will hate me. The family will hate you more when Tyler finds out 6 months from now that his purchase was fraudulent, I countered. At least this way you control the narrative. I walked back toward the deck. Uncle Greg climbed the stairs slowly, his face ashen. He tapped his beer bottle against the railing again. Can I have everyone's attention? His voice cracked. The family turned, expecting another toast. I need to make a correction, Uncle Greg said, watching Tyler's smile fade. About the beach house sale. There's been a misunderstanding. What kind of misunderstanding? Tyler asked uncertainly. Uncle Greg looked at me briefly, then back at his son. I don't actually own this house. I haven't owned it since 2019. The deck went silent except for waves and seagulls. What are you talking about? Aunt Linda stood up. You bought this place in 2005. I did, Uncle Greg confirmed. But I sold it. 6 years ago. To Mara. Every head turned toward me. That's not funny, Dad, Tyler said, but his voice wavered. It's not a joke. Uncle Greg pulled out his phone with shaking hands. In 2019 I had financial problems. I was facing foreclosure. Mara bought the property. She's been the legal owner for 5 years. Tyler looked at me. You own this house? Yes, I said simply. The property I just gave Dad $50,000 for? That would be the one. Jennifer had gone white. But we closed the deal yesterday. We signed papers. You signed papers Greg created, I said, displaying the official county deed on my phone. But he can't transfer a title he doesn't hold. This is the actual deed recorded with the county in 2019. My name, my ownership. Aunt Linda sank back into her chair. Greg, what have you done? I thought I could fix it, Uncle Greg's voice broke. Make enough money to buy it back from Mara, make the sale legitimate. I just needed time. You took my money. Tyler's voice rose. You took $50,000 for a house you don't own. I'm going to pay you back, Uncle Greg said desperately. Just give me 30 days. 30 days. Tyler was yelling now. You committed fraud. You scammed your own son. The family erupted into chaos. Questions, accusations, disbelief. Maya touched my shoulder. Should we go? Probably. We gathered our things while the argument raged. As we reached the stairs, Tyler caught up to us. Did you know? He demanded. When Dad made the announcement, did you know he was lying? I found out 2 days ago, I said. When he told you about the sale in the family group chat. And you didn't say anything? I wanted to see if he'd actually go through with it, I admitted. Part of me hoped he'd back out, tell you the truth. But he didn't. Tyler's anger deflated into something broken. What happens now? He returns your $50,000 within 30 days, I said. Or I press charges. And the house is mine, I said firmly. I bought it legitimately. I've maintained it, paid for it, owned it legally for 5 years. Your father's fraud doesn't change my ownership. Can we still use it? For family gatherings? That depends. Are you going to respect that it's my property? Stop planning renovations and changes without asking me? He nodded miserably. Then yes. The family can still gather here. Under my rules, with my permission. But the days of pretending Uncle Greg owns it are over. We left Tyler on the beach while chaos continued above. As we drove away, I could see Uncle Greg surrounded by angry family members, his secret finally exposed. Maya was quiet before asking, do you think he'll return the money? I doubt it, I said honestly. Which means I'll be filing a police report next month. The family's going to blame you. Let them, I said. I bought this property legitimately. I saved it from foreclosure. I've maintained it for 5 years while Uncle Greg pretended it was his. I'm done protecting his lies. My phone rang. Robert Chin, my attorney. I saw the family group chat explode, he said. Truth came out. Uncle Greg confessed. Tyler's demanding his money back. Good. I'll prepare documentation. If the $50,000 isn't returned in 30 days, we file fraud charges immediately. Understood. For what it's worth, you handled this correctly. Most people wouldn't have been that generous after being defrauded. 3 weeks later, Uncle Greg called. Mara, I need more time. I can't get $50,000 in 30 days. That's unfortunate, I said. Please. I'm begging you. Don't press charges. You already lost everything 6 years ago, I said. I bought it. The only thing you're losing now is the lie you've been living. On day 31, with no money returned, I filed a police report. The district attorney took the case within a week. Uncle Greg was charged with wire fraud and theft by deception. Both felonies. The family fractured. Some blamed Greg for the scam. Others blamed me for pressing charges. Several relatives stopped speaking to me entirely. Tyler got his money back eventually, through court-ordered restitution that would take Greg years to pay off. The beach house remained mine. Legally, financially, completely mine. I changed the locks. Updated the alarm code. Put up a small plaque by the door, Miller Beach House private property. Some family members still visit. The ones who understood I was protecting what I'd legally purchased. Maya comes every summer. A few cousins who never blamed me. But the big family gatherings ended. The barbecues where relatives assumed ownership. The celebrations where they planned renovations to property they didn't own. Uncle Greg spent 18 months in minimum security prison. He was released last spring, moved to a smaller apartment, takes odd jobs to pay restitution. We haven't spoken since the trial. Tyler eventually forgave me, understanding I'd been defrauded too, just over a longer timeline with more money at stake. I can't believe he thought he'd get away with it, Tyler said during a visit last summer. He got away with it for 5 years, I said, because I stayed quiet to protect his reputation. The moment he tried to profit from that silence, it ended. We sat on my deck watching the waves. The same view my grandfather had loved. The same property Uncle Greg had nearly lost to bankruptcy. The property I'd saved, owned, and finally claimed publicly. Do you regret pressing charges? Tyler asked. I thought about it honestly. No. He committed fraud. He stole from you. And he did it while I was paying his property taxes and maintenance. I regret that it took me so long to stop protecting him. The deed sat in my safe deposit box, clear and legal and undisputed. Uncle Greg had sold a house he didn't own. I'd prosecuted a fraud that needed exposure. And the beach house remained exactly where it belonged, under my ownership, documented by law, protected by truth. The paperwork proved it.